my scrappy friends, let's do an unboxing. I bought some stuff for myself personally, which I haven't done in a very long time, except for like some digital stuff that I have bought in. So I thought, one, I need some stuff. Scrapbooking Day weekend is coming up, and I want some new supplies that are not just like mixed media or like my kit stuff. Even though I don't use everything in the kits. So I usually put as much as I can of that stuff in the kits and give to customers. So I actually don't really use that much of the new stuff that I get. So this is, like I said, a personal buy. So I ordered a whole bunch of stuff from a Cherry on Top. It's one of my favorite stores to order from. And so as you can see, Katie did my order, and I have a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm going to take this out of the box. It was a little, ragged when it got to me. I love how they have their, they have tape. So I don't know if you've ever ordered from them before, but that's a newer thing. I don't remember the tape being that much. Maybe I've not ordered enough big enough boxes or something. But anyway, so I got a whole bunch of cute stuff, some newer stuff. So let's dig in and see what I got. So I got a whole bunch of 49 M Market inks. I just got the re-inkers because I plan on doing mixed media with them. So I love that they put them in baggies. I tend to do that with some of the stuff that I have in my kits if I can. So I know that, like, especially the re-inkers, though I've not had a problem with the re-inkers. Usually, like, the sprays and stuff are the things that I worry about the most. As you can see, like, this was stuff that I got from my for the store, and it just gets all over everything. So, I have this. So, anyway, a ton of re-inkers. And I'm super excited because I've not tried the ink. I did have an ink pad in. Hey, puppies. I know, you smell all the craft stuff. I'm getting ready to do my kits to send them out tomorrow. So my dogs are all crazy. Okay. So I got Lavender Kisses, but I've not tried their dye inks yet. I did have one in our kit, but I didn't try an ink pad, and I didn't try it out. So I thought I'll get these because I can play with these and do like more watercolory type things. I got Pink Sands. I got Sangria. This is, I think, a newer color. It's super pretty. I could be wrong though. Maybe not. Some of these are newer and some of them are not. Like, I think the Key Lime is a newer one. Twilight, Pink Lady, Tranquil Waters, and Rainforest. So a lot of purples and greens, and then a blue. So I'm super excited about those because I absolutely love mixed media. So, and I haven't really bought a whole lot of stuff for myself to try. So I also got some collections. So let's see here. Let me see if I can kind of put them in like groups here, because I got some different collections, and I tend to get things in like I will get like a collection, like a whole collection a lot of times, and not just like one or two things, but I will just get one or two things sometimes. So, but if I can get a whole collection, I do like to do that because I can mix match everything. So I did get the Paige Evans collection. What is that? Crafted Moments or something like that. Maybe it says it on the branding strip, but I got Paige Evans' new collection from Pink Fresh Studio. Tons of purples, and I am digging the purples and greens right now. So this is one of the papers. Super pretty. I love This pattern is so pretty. And I love the colors. And then this one, it's called Crafted Moments. I think that's what I said. So this is just a wreath, some watercolor flowers. They're really pretty. So really pretty. I probably will use this side. I probably won't use this unless I would cut them out. And then I can use both sides. Let's see. Let's put this. So here is just a simple watercolor background of flowers. Really bright. It has a lot of oranges and stuff. Yellows and oranges. So, and then this house one, I will probably just use this. I got a lot of the papers. I didn't get every single one because there's some that I know I won't use. But it's really hard when you look at it online. I don't know if you guys have this problem. And so sometimes it is hard because you think you wouldn't like it and then you end up getting it and you love it. There's this one. It kind of reminds me of tiles. I like this one a lot, actually. I don't think I would have thought that because I think I probably got it because I thought I'd like the purples, the purple and the yellow in this one. So I'll probably actually use this. Super pretty though. This is a pretty one. I just don't know how I would use it unless I'm layering it. And then there's this floral, really pretty. This one's really pretty. They did a good job with this, making it look sort of painted. If you look on the pattern, you can kind of see where it looks, you can see where they were, that they used digital brushes. So I really like that. And then there's this one, which is just a whole bunch of scallop triangle type things. I do not like this one. It's pretty if, like, maybe if you cut out some of the pieces and use them. It definitely has like a watercolor, and I think that's part of what I just don't like it. It's not a pattern for me, but that's okay because I love the other side. So there's this floral one, which is also really pretty. It also has like a kind of painted look to it. And then there's this one with all lovely cups and jams and sweet stuff. I don't care for this side. It is pretty. It is pretty. They did a really great job, like, watercolor wise, but it's just not my jam. So, and then we have, this is the last paper that I got, and this one's really pretty. Also has like that watercolor kind of feel to it, but not over watercolor. So I appreciate that. It's very pretty. And then this one is like a quilt side, and I don't like that one. It would be kind of fun to use the squares though. And that's one thing I do like about Think Fresh, is they do have like some really cool designs, and as far as like shapes and stuff, so that you can do different things with your layout. So who knows, maybe I'll try to find a different way to use that and use these in a fun way. I mean, it really is some of the different patterns that they have in the collection. Okay, so I got those papers, but along with those papers, I'll just keep that on that side. I also got a whole bunch of other stuff from the collection. So I don't know how much I got, but I got quite a bit. So there's these alphas. I really love this size. When Citrus Twist was doing their kits, they have sizes that are similar to these, and I love those. And then it's the purple and the pink that go along with the collection. So super fun, and I'm just really into that kind of those colors right now. So I got these chipboard stickers. They're mostly frames, so it's just one side. And man, you see my light a lot. Sorry guys. But so it's just got a ton of frames, but then there's also like these layering pieces. So these are really cool for layering and stuff, and they're really thin. Like, I don't know if you can see how thin they are, but they are thin chipboards. So that'll be really nice too if you don't like a lot of thickness. And then there's the stickers, the cardstock stickers, and these are just pretty simple, basic, like tags, labels, some circle elements. There's this. I won't use those. Shamel used to have stuff like that, and I just don't use it. And so this is the thing. Sometimes we get these collections and there's just elements that we don't like. That's okay. You don't have to, honestly, you don't have to use every single piece of your things. Also, I give like these kinds of things. I used to give them to my kids when they were little. Or, I don't know, keep a journal, a junk journal that you can just put stickers in that you don't care about. I love the flower element. And then they just have a lot of like little pieces that I know I'll use quite a bit of these. Some of these are really great in Project Life, which I want to get back into working on again. And then I got these puffy stickers. These also are super thin. I didn't realize how thin these were going to be. They're really nice. So a lot of smaller pieces, a lot of the floral pieces, which have more of that watercolor feel to it. So super cute, super fun. And then I got the regular pack of ephemera. It has 46 pieces. So not a good amount. I feel like this is a good amount. Not too much, not too little. And then they just have tons of different shapes. A lot of like, once again, the labels, the tags. So there's a few things that are kind of like the hot air balloon. Maybe I'll use that on my layout, a layout about Mexico, because we did a hot air balloon. And then I got the floral pieces, and this just has 36. So once again, there's a lot in here, but it's not overwhelming. I feel overwhelmed when I get some of like the Vicky Boutin and some of 49 and Market. They just have a ton of pieces in them, and then you just don't feel like you can use them all. So, and I love all these purples. Super, super cute. So this, I'm loving this collection. It has a lot of bright spring colors. Perfect. It's gonna be perfect. Okay, so let's move on to some of the other things that I got in my kit. Okay, let's do, I guess we'll do the texture stuff because that's on the top here. So I also got from some companies that I've not bought from before. I've never tried the company textures, but I've been seeing some of their stuff, and they have a lot more mixed media like inspired. So, and they have a ton of stuff. So I thought it would be fun to try out some of their things. I didn't get like a ton from them, but I did get some stuff. They have this new Beneath the Brambles, and it has a lot of purple, super cute, or pretty, I should say. There's probably some stuff in it that I won't use, but once again, sometimes I like to try different companies because there's a ton of different companies. Even though some of the bigger ones that we've used aren't around, we have some of these other ones, and I think that's really fun. So this is an 8x8 pad. So it's not gonna be a whole layout where, you know, like I will have to cut it up, but I like doing that on my layouts anyway. I hardly ever use the full sheet all the way. Sometimes I'll do it like all the way across and stuff, but anyway, but I can make these work just as well. And for like art journals and other pages, I think these will be perfect. So I'll just have to get, and I think that there's multiple, yeah, there's two. So there's 12 double-sided. So they are double-sided, and there's 2 of each. So there's this green one that has all these tiles. This is super fun. You can cut them up. You can use them like that. The other side for it is there's a really busy floral, and it's kind of dark. It has more of a cream base. Actually, this one is definitely more cream base. I'm not sure how I would use this. I might use it like as a mat or something, or not use it at all, and that's okay. We have this. This is really pretty. I love this. It looks like wood almost, and then some kind of writing, so like a letter, like, and then the florals down at the bottom, so you could definitely cut this up and use it. And then the other side also has this really pretty wood grain. It has more of a green tinge to it, and then all these purple flowers. I'm digging all the purples that we are having in everything. Okay, so then we have this paper that has a whole bunch of different like paper sizes in it. So it looks like a pile, like a notebooks, like just a pile of old papers, letters, and then this one. So this is definitely one that you could cut apart. And then there's this chevron with a whole bunch of florals on it. And then you see like tons of layers. I don't know if you can see it, but there are tons of layers in this. Like you can see all the writing in it. And like there's another floral like kind of in the background a little bit. And then this one. And so it's pretty cool. I think it'll be really nice for doing like mixed media on. And then there's this paper. It almost looks like a newspaper or dictionary or something. You really can't read the wording, which is kind of nice. Or it almost looks like a different language. Actually, that's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if it is, if it's just supposed to mimic. But anyway, that's kind of cool. So it doesn't really distract you from what you would do in the layers. But it's like they folded it up. That one's pretty cool. And then the other side is this other, I wish you could see it better. I feel like the lighting is, it's starting to get dark outside. But anyway, so there's all that. I got home from my infusion and I got my box and I'm like, I'm going to film this before I go and relax. And then we have this other one. This is very similar to the other one with the wood grain and then some kind of writing and then this background. So once again, there's tons of florals. Here's another chevron one, kind of similar, but not as much florals with the writing. And then there's some kind of like texture, like almost lacy type of texture. That one's pretty. I think that'll be good for layering. And then we have this floral. This one's really nice and bright. I love that they have some white backgrounds because a lot of times my problem with some of these other mixed media companies is they use a lot of dark colors, and I don't mind that so much, but when it's more cream based, it's a lot harder for me because I like the white backgrounds. I feel like that looks so much better. And then we have this. So this one is like a cream base. So they're kind of mixing, but I like how they have more pops of white in here. So it's not too, so they're mixing it, but it's not too bad of a mix. And it's just got tons of circles, lots of layers. I will say, in person, you can see all the layers. It's probably really hard on here. And then we have this one, which is another one that has, it's almost like cards. So there's a sheet in the middle and then all the florals. This one is more cream based. And then the background is this really pretty wood grain. I am a sucker for a wood grain and I absolutely love this. I am for sure using both sides. For sure. Okay, so this one has a 3x3 maybe. It might be 3x3. And then 4, and so some wood grains and more of the chevrons, but like with like reefs. This one, it looks like a C. So that's really pretty. So you could do that on different things. And then the other side also has that, but it has some more florals and then some sheets. These are really cool because you could use them and layer them for your photos or for ephemera or whatever. So that's kind of cool. And then we have this diamond pattern with the florals. I wish there was more purple in that one. I get that they probably were trying not to just do too much. But then there's this like really intricate, this is really pretty. Definitely more cream, but it does have a lighter cream, so it's not, you could use white with that and I don't think it would look too bad. And then we have this one where it's like paper and then it's peeking, a similar background as this other one is peeking through. really pretty. This is a really pretty pad. I'm not sure it would be, I guess if I scrapped 8 by 8, it would maybe be a little bit different. But I could see using this and then putting a lot of mixed media on the sides and stuff, and that would be really pretty. And then they have another like paper type one. Once again, you really can't read the words. It almost looks like a different language, but I don't know if it's just the way that they chose to put some kind of font on there. But I love the green in there. It's almost like a mint. And then we have, and then at the end, there is some like cutouts, like they punch out. So you can, tons of florals, and then you have the sentences or whatever, like the sentiments. And then on the back, it's just paper. So that's kind of cool, because if you don't like it, you could just use it, like especially the shapes. So you can punch it out and just use like this side and do mixed media on it if you wanted to. And then let's see what other ones. So I didn't realize that this had other things in it. And then they have some tags in here that punch out. And they all, and then this pattern, which is like a honeycomb. That one's really pretty too. And then I think these are the same. So there's 2 of these. They are the same like wordings and stuff. So, and then that's it. So that is really pretty. And then I got some other stuff from this collection. So I got some die cuts or ephemera. And this has 58 pieces. It looks like a lot of smaller pieces. So these ones are much smaller. But there is like some wells, some picket fence stuff, some round floral pieces, like let's see if I can find some of the round ones, because those look pretty. Definitely a ton of florals. Like, so some of these are like half, and these are really pretty. These would be really fun for layering. So anyway, so I'm not going to open this whole thing. Lots of really pretty like florals things. Like, look at that. Look at how pretty that is. I don't know if you can see how pretty it is with the lighting. I feel like my lighting's not so bright today. I'll brighten this up when I share it with you guys. But it is super pretty. They are just really nice florals. And these do have like a watercolor-esque look to them, but they're not over, I don't know. They're just like really pretty. I don't know. See, I feel like you can't see the stuff over here. When I put it over here, you can see it better. There we go. All right. And then I got some decoupage pages. So there's just a few in here. I thought this would be really fun. So yeah, these are just 4 by 6 or 5 by 7 maybe. And you get a couple of each one, but it's not a ton. So I like that this is white and not cream. So good job. So there's 4. Yeah, I think you get 2 of each. Yeah, it's 5 by 7. I like that it's kind of cut that way. I wish I could get these for the store or for the kits, because I think these would be really fun. It's fun to add like this kind of stuff because you can use it as a background and use whatever colors you want. And then I also got these. They're rub-ons. I've not tried. So I've not really tried the Vicky Bouton, or the newer one from 49 and Market, I should say, because not just Vicky does them. So I've not really tried that much of those, but it's definitely something I've been interested in trying since a lot of the companies are putting them out. I just feel like that's what they're doing. So These are 6x8 sizes, and there's 4 designs, but you get 2 of each. This was kind of a lot, I will say. I was surprised at how much these ones were for what you get. Now, because there's 2 of each, like some of the words and stuff, I almost didn't get them, but I really wanted to try, and I really love some of the other elements that they have in here. Very watercolory. I loved like these ones with the swatches, so I think that those are going to be really fun. And like there's like just little details that I think are going to give a lot of extra texture. Once again, I think these would be perfect for like a kit, because I could add, wouldn't have to give everybody 2 of each. Because I feel like that's one of the problems with some of this mixed media stuff, is you get so much of the same thing. And so it just is like overwhelming, because you end up not using a whole sheet of something. Now, I do like how they have different things like these in here, because you can layer them. But like a lot of the phrases and stuff, I'm not going to use, like how many just imagines am I going to use? I don't know. Well, I guess we're going to find out. Oop. Trying to be careful, but like these ones are so pretty with all the different ink splats and stuff, you know. And like I love how they added some different elements to them that will be really great for layering. So they did add a stick to them. The Vicky Bootman ones do not have sticks. I don't know. I feel like it just adds to the experience. I'm like, yay. Anyway, so that is the Beneath the Brambles. Oop, and that's coming out. So I got a few things from there. I didn't get the whole collection, but then I also got some Art and Creative Studios, because I've not ordered much from their stuff either. And they have a lot of similar colors and more mixed media. So I wanted to try their company. I think that's one of the fun things that I like, that I am trying to enjoy right now, is just really trying different companies' products. I know Rosie Studio, I really want to get some more of that. They just had a new collection that's coming out. I don't know if you'll be able to get it everywhere. I know that they do some digital stuff too, which I think might be how I want to go about. So this is Field Notes. And this just came out a little bit ago. Katie also has another collection that came out that is like adventure themed or travel themed. And I didn't get that one. That one just came out. I thought I would use these colors more. So this is their 6x8 pad. I don't think they did a much bigger one. And honestly, I wasn't sure I wanted to get a big one either. I'm not a big paper pad person, but I feel like a 6x8 or an 8x8 is maybe a little bit more manageable if I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the papers, especially if I can't get them separate. And so that is one of the things that makes it difficult, that I feel like I really like being able to get them separate. I loved that the Pink Fresh Studio, I could just grab stuff. Anyway, I will try to do like a really speed run through for people who didn't want to watch the whole thing. But anyway, this is super pretty. I love how it has tons of like drawing, and then you have like, once again, lots of textures. They really thought through that. And these are back to back too, so, or double-sided. And then you have this really pretty. This is gonna go so well with the April kit, let me tell you. I'm so excited to mix some of those products in with this. So they also had this one. This one's really similar to, as far as like the background goes. Like this one doesn't go all the way through, but it's really similar. So they kept some of the same things, lots of florals, butterflies. I'm not a big fan of this one though. This one could be fun to use bits and pieces. Like I think to rip it would be kind of fun. And then this background, I love this. This one is really pretty, and it's white based. So I don't know if you can see the pattern very well, but it's like got little flowers in there. And then this one is a dark one with some roses, roses. I think those are roses. They're a different type. A flower. And then there's definitely a lot of like textures of like other things in the layers. I like that they do that sometimes. It makes it so that people who can't do mixed media get that feel. And then there's this really pretty plaid. And then here's like a watercolor floral. This is really pretty. There's leaves, but, and then like newspaper or something. And then here's a pink and orangey plaid. So if you don't like one side, though I really like this side, and I love that it, once again, that it's white based. Here's like a newspaper or almanac or something with some florals just drawn on there, and it's got like a watercolor look to it. And then here is another plaid, but a different style, more like a gingham. It's really pretty. It's pink, but it almost has like hints of orange or yellow in it. And then we have this one, florally with watercolors. I think I like the like just basic patterns a lot better on most of these. Very spring. I love that. And then we have this one, which this one I really like. This one would be fun to use part of. And then a green like gingham. And then here's a watercolor. This one's really pretty with the flowers and the different colors. So this would be fun to like add more of like an ink to it. And like you could put this on a page and then have it go out. This would be great for like a traveler's notebook, actually. I might have to get out some of my traveler's notebooks. And then this little floral has a little bit of newspaper print in it, which is really pretty. I like how when they do that kind of thing, because it elevates it and just makes it a little bit different, so it's not that there's something there, but it's not too much, you know. And then you have this one, super fun. This textures. Ooh, that's a pretty stripe. It looks like it has like letter, like when you get your mail, the stamps that they use and stuff. And then we have this one, which goes out in all the different colors. That's super fun. This would be also another good one in like a traveler's notebook or another on a page, and you just have it extend out, because you could put this on a 12 by 12 and just have it start on one place and just have it go out. And I've done layouts that are similar to like that. So this would be really fun to do a play on that. And you just get the different colors. And honestly, you could just focus on mostly these three. And then here's a dot that's kind of green. And then we have this. This is definitely a cream base floral. Not digging it. Maybe if you used it like as a mat, it might not be so bad, but this is fun. More of a newspaper that's in a blue. And then this also has some like punch out pieces, like tags, and there's two of the same kind, but it's back to back, so you can see the design on both sides. That's kind of cool. So I like that. So you don't have to decide, like you can use it more than once if you like it. So that's pretty. And then I also got this tape, ephemeral tape and tickets. 49 a Market has a lot of these kinds of things, and these are super fun because basically you get a whole roll of like stickers or whatever, or the ticket tape. And I like to add these to the kits. These are really fun. This would be great for the summer kit, or like this one because it's black and white and you can color it yourself. And it seems a little thicker. I didn't take it all out. I'm not going to, but there's tons of different, like this one might be a better one too. so you guys can see how it looks. 49 Market has something similar to this. It's not quite, now this is a little hard to get off. It's kind of like tape that you use, like medical tape, or a really crappy washi. I don't know. Do you guys use washi? I think I've given up on washi. I like the strips in the booklets better, because then I feel like you don't fight with it as much. Because like here I am, jibber jabbering, trying to get this off. And your guys are like, Hannah, it's okay. We don't need to see it. And I'm like, yes, you got to. So this is not cut like the other one, but you can see it's got lots of different tags, labels, all these things. So you can, so it kind of continues, but it continues, but it for sure is like all one piece. So that's kind of cool, because you can use it. It's pretty thick. So it's going to stand up to mixed media, which is always nice. All right. I think these ones will be really fun. And these are perforated. So these kinds are nice because they're just super easy. You just pick a piece and you use it. Okay, so I also got, as we're going here, I also got some laser cuts from them. And this one has a sheet of each design. There's 77, so that's kind of a lot. It's not all of them are big though. There's, you know, like all these little stamps are their own thing. Some tags. There's frames and stuff. A fence. Some of the stuff isn't as cool, but like this one's really cool because it's like a picture frame, like a Polaroid. And you can take that out, but then you still get something in there. And then some florals. These are very thin laser cuts. So I wish I could show you the difference between one of the ones from like 49 and Market. These are much thinner than 49 and Market. I feel like these are closer to what was in the mixed media album that 49 and Market does. They have some laser pieces in it. So these are both-sided, like double-sided. This one is just plain on the other side. That's kind of nice. Because what if you didn't like all of that on there, but you wanted the color? So that's cool. It's the same on both sides. So lots of florals, bees, butterflies. They're super pretty. And then I got the ephemera pack. And this has kind of a lot. 78, so a little bit more than the other company than textures, but there's some bigger pieces, but honestly, these are the biggest ones. So it's not like 49 and Market where they have a lot of really big ones. And some of these are just, and these are single-sided. So they're just some sentiments, some frames, you know, some shapes, tags. I like these kinds of, I don't mind these kinds. Lots of like little different things that you can use. There's some stuff like bird houses. I'm like, okay, but I get it. It goes along with their thing. So there's just like some plain stuff and some really fun stuff like these watercolor ones and like little field note type things. So some things that memory decks that you can use to layer behind photos or on your layout, like a journaling, and then you pull it out if you do mix like mini album type things. So it's super pretty. They're not as like, there's a few, I like how there is a mix of simple stuff like this And then some other things that are maybe a little bit more intricate, like that. But I do like that there's just a mix. They're not all like, so there's things in there that, you know, I feel like this is the difference between mixed media and stuff. So I can tell the difference. They're very pretty. There's a lot of different things that I could use, and I love that. And then I got this one, and this is called Page Maker. These have more, this one has almost the same amount. This one has more of just the tags, the circles, so just the regular pieces that you're going to use. Like that's like a Polaroid, super colorful though. So it still used texture and color. So there's a lot of those, and they're kind of together so you can keep them for journaling. And then lots of little words that you can use. So these are kind of, this is why I got these, because I thought these would be fun to use like for part of my titles and stuff. And then like these you can use on like journaling cards or whatever if you want to make or junk journaling or whatever like that. So super fun. They're more white based, which once again I really like that because I'm not a big fan of all the vintagey things. I can use them a little bit, but after a while I get bored of it. It's just too dark. I like color. And so I think this is a good happy medium for that kind of stuff. So if you've not tried out Art and Studios, I don't know how old they are of a company. I know that when I went to Creative Vision, I did see a little bit of their stuff. I didn't really talk to them very much. It was almost the end of the day. So I wish I had talked to them a little bit more. I could have ordered some of their stuff probably. And so I got to see like how I can, because I think some of this kind of stuff would work really well in kits too, but that's just my business mind. As far as like layouts and stuff, like I'm excited to use their laser cuts. Laser cuts are one of my newer favorite things to use. They're nice like tucking in pieces. So anyway, this is all I got. It's a lot of stuff. And it'll be a while before I shop again, and that's okay. Well, with that said, I do have an order from Vicki Boone coming in. I ordered her summer collection. So when that comes in, I will definitely do an unboxing of that because I ordered a few things. I didn't get very much. I wasn't going to spend to get a whole big box of things. So I got the paper pad and some other things that I thought that I would use. So I'll share that with you guys because I know not everybody's going to be able to get their hands on it. But she is restocking, so, or something like that. So anyway, thank you guys for checking out what I bought. Let me know down below in the comments what you're eyeing that's coming out or came out, or what have you bought recently that you're super excited to use. If you don't have a place to go for National Scrapbooking Day weekend, head over to the Crafty Maven Getaway Facebook group community that we have. I'll have a link in here, or maybe I'll put it over here. And come and join us. We are doing a day full of challenges on the 2nd, and then you will have all month to get to do the challenges and play along. And then there'll be lots of prizes and lots of fun. We're going to do scrap and chat, but all throughout today there are challenges. So come hang out with us, and then you have the rest of the weekend to go all the other places that are doing things. So I'll see you guys later, and have a great scrappy week.